Oh my goodness.
We don't have anything on yet. All right, come on, get out of here. This thing you can't breathe very well in. Got to pull it away from your face. Home.
I'm just gonna knit.
Yeah, we're gonna knit.
Just gonna knit for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just gonna knit for a little.
Yeah, if it stays there.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
we're on. Hi guys. Hello from Indianapolis.
Oh my goodness.
These
You
are
knew
pretty
she
cool.
had to.
I had to.
You know she had
I knew
to.
I had to. I mean, come on. It was 2 weeks from now. I mean, we only have one more Sunday before I go. So I have to have these.
Oh my gosh. It
No.
hurts my nose because they blunted out the nose.
They did.
And it squishes your nose down.
Now, it didn't squish my nose that bad, but with my glasses, I can't get it to stay on my face. But no, I can't see you. So off it goes.
Oh my goodness.
There you go.
And in case you didn't see the Instagram post, I did not cook this morning.
No, we got back in the car and went over to McDonald's because she's like,
I was like, what do you want for breakfast? And she's like, I don't know.
Whatever you got.
And then I'm like, I have eggs and bread. Like, I have no breakfast meat. And she was like, want to go? And I'm like, yeah, let's go. Let's go.
So that's what we did. We went.
So we went to McDonald's for breakfast.
Yep, that's how we did it on this Sunday, October 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Flog Around the Table, episode number 115.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
Holy crap on a cracker, as you would say.
I know. I mean, this is just amazing. I mean, you guys have been with us for so long. I mean, and it's like we're like another appendage.
Yeah.
I'm
not sure I know how to do Sundays anymore without doing the podcast.
I know. That's what my husband's like. He says, well, what do you do when you're traveling? And I said, I think about them. I said, I miss it, If I can call in, I do. I said, but for the most part, no, I think, who's there? What are they doing? Why are they doing that? Who are they talking to? I wonder if they got the right number. Yeah, it's all those things that I think about going, oh, man, I wonder if they're going to say this. And, so, yeah, I do miss it. So, yeah, you're right. It is a Sunday morning sort of thing. And my husband, when they didn't after my surgery,
right?
I was, and granted, I was down on the couch recovering, and you weren't feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
But I was there, and it bothered him because he does all the little shit that
you would bug him about.
That I would bug him about,
yeah.
Or he gets downstairs and vacuums where I sit, or something like that, or goes through the cabinets. He cuts up all the dog stuff for the week.
Oh, sure.
Because then he can do all his
a meal prep
thing.
for the dog.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Only the dog, never me, because we don't eat the same stuff. He's on something now, some keto thing that has to do with his blood. No, he's lost weight. Don't get me wrong. And my husband is very disciplined when it comes to some of the stuff. He eats this stupid kefir, some sort of goat yogurt type organic shit with berries in it for lunch, like every day. And I'm not kidding, like every day. And then at dinner, he makes these soups up with vegetables that green. They're all green. It looks like split pea soup with extra color in it. It's just annoying as all hell. But he's lost 15 pounds, but guys lose more weight, and his blood sugars have come down to normal. And I'm like, do you realize what you're doing to your arteries, eating all this, not, all this excess fat stuff and things like that, because you flip your body over. And until he gets one day, he'll get a craving for something like, a vanilla wafer. And then he doesn't eat just one. It's the whole box. Yeah. And so I said, you've just destroyed everything you've done for days and days and days and days. And now you have to start completely over. When you're on a diet, you don't lose all that back time, The only thing is you get the taste of sugar back in your mouth. And then that's something. Why is it that sugar doesn't destroy things? I don't understand why they did that. And I have that trouble too, because sometimes I'll eat a salad and it tastes great. And then all of a sudden I'll take a bite and something's there and it just sets my digestive system off. But an Oreo never does. Never sets the system off. Goes right down coming right through. Oh, you want another one? Okay, just keep on bringing them in.
It's an Oreo. Of course I'll have another one.
So yeah, it's those sort of things. I always wondered that. Why does healthy food do shit like that to you or give you gas, like cauliflower and broccoli? I mean, it's good veggies, but God, and it's aspergas, as I used to call it, makes your pee look funny and smell.
Some do, yes, agreed.
Yeah,
some do.
Somebody told me that once. They're like, "Oh, I can eat that. I eat asparagus, and my urine never smells." I'm thinking, "Oh, and I know it does. Let me tell you."
Well, see that, or you're just constantly eating asparagus, so it
never changes.
Never smells different. You guys, I'm just gonna say it right now. I legit have not gotten anything done on this week. That's my progress.
Well, that's okay.
I'm just telling you, like
some days you can't.
The Etsy shop is busy, which is good. The Etsy
haven't
shop
done much either. It's still coming along. It's coming along.
I should make you put in a stitch marker every week.
Oh no. The first week I would really knit.
Yeah, so you would have like 6 inches.
Right? And you go, see, look, I didn't do much, but look how much I got done in my 6. And see, this doesn't count when you start in the beginning because you can get to here in a day and a half, like one sitting. When you
you're right, because it's
on these. On this, you don't necessarily because
I have, I don't know, 500 stitches.
But see, you're very monogamous in your knitting.
Not usually, I'm not.
But lately you've been.
I have been lately.
Because sometimes I work on this and sometimes which is over there, my little Musselburgh. And I work on my little Musselburgh. Like when I went to the doctor's office this week, I took the Musselburgh because it was easy enough to be able to pick up.
You can sit there and read a magazine.
Yeah, and I can stuff it back in between going from this room to this room to that room. So I took the Musselburgh with me. So they couldn't believe it. They're like, wait, you make it. What if you don't want a double hat? And I said, then you just stop halfway and start over. You got 2 hats. I said, when it reaches this point, just put a brim on it and you've got 2 hats.
Right.
Because I was reading on the one blog this week about this one lady said she doesn't like doing bottom-up hats because she never knows. She doesn't feel comfortable, getting it on the head and getting it just right. She doesn't like a lot of excess up here. She likes them right here. She was explaining that she likes her hats to end at the bottom of the ears. She likes her ears on the brim. So she always makes her ears the brim size and then from here to here. And I'm like, well, just measure from here to here. And then you know exactly how many inches and stuff. But she was making this kind of rattling on it. It was one of these back and forth type things. And people were talking. And then I was like, someone had put in there about the Musselburgh, about how that being a top-down hat. So, why don't you try something like this? Get it to the point where you want it because you can put it on your head, here. You're not going all the way over. So I think that would be a good choice for her. I should have chimed in, but I didn't. I thought I'd keep my knowledge to myself.
Maggie says it's raining over there in South Africa. I think Maggie is in South Africa.
Yeah, Maggie's South Africa. I think so, Maggie. Okay, Mags, listen.
You can send some our way. We'll take some.
We'll take it. Let me tell you, because my sister was so pissed. It was supposed to rain this week, and it didn't. They came and turned her irrigation system off because she hates moving hoses. Actually hates moving hoses. She hates water, so she put an irrigation system in. Now she's talking about selling the house. Okay, whatever. But they turned it off, and it's dry all week. So she was like, I have to get those damn hoses out. So Mikey said he'd go over today and water for her. Lend her one of my walkers, our walkers that pretty much would get her whole yard. So he's going to go over there and take care of that for her. But you guys are heading into, let's see, it's October, which is fall here. So it's spring there for you guys. So that would be a little wet, wouldn't it? Isn't your springtime wet? I know in Australia it can be a little wet at certain time in the spring because we were down there in springtime. It's kind of nice. And I hear that Australia, they say it's very hot in February. I don't know what it's like in South Africa. It is in my bucket list, Mags, so I'll get there. Someday I will get there. You never know when I'll pop up and I'll go, hey, Flock Around the Table. Meet me at the airport. I'm at this hotel.
Speaking of travel,
Mm-hmm.
please give us info. And I will put this underneath this podcast. So I labeled it Cruise Chat so that you guys
Can go back
and look or whatever. It's not there right now. I will put it in the description after we're all done, but we'll talk about it right now.
Yeah. And I will write this piece of paper out a little better so that you guys would have more information, so she can type it in easier than trying to read my kitchen scratch.
Or she'll just sit her ass here as I'm typing it
And
out.
I can tell you what it is.
Yeah.
That sounds even better. Well, I got on Celebrity Cruises and I told them about our group, and the girl that I spoke to was like, I want to go. That sounds like so much fun. And I said, well, if you ever get to Indianapolis, give us a call. She does knit a little bit, but she does the loom type knitting.
Yeah.
Because she said, don't tell anybody, but I can do it at my desk. And
yeah.
Every once in a while she can, on in between things, she can kind of loop it over if she's listening to, stories and stuff. Mm-hmm. So she went the loom route. But her grandma knits. And so I said, well, send her down. Put her on the August 18th, 2023. Put it on the Celebrity Solstice, and she can come and knit with us. We'll take care of her.
For sure.
I said, you probably can get her a better room. The cruise details are, it's a 7-night Dawes Glacier, and it leaves out of Seattle and comes back to Seattle. Okay. And we're at sea on the 19th, just a beautiful day. We'll be able to find a spot and get together and do some from looking out the window. And then in Ketchitt's Can on the 20th. And then we go to Endicott Arms, which is a beautiful fjord. It's a beautiful place with glaciers and fjords. And at this time of year, you should be able to see some of the animals because they're getting ready. Animals like sea lions and things like that. They're getting ready to release their children into the world. Get lost, you're on your own.
The animal kingdom.
Yeah, they're opening up the doors and kicking them out and say, get on your way, you crazy little kids. And then we cruise on down to Juneau on that day. Cruise up to Juneau, I shouldn't say
up.
We're going up to Juneau, and we're in Juneau all afternoon, like 1:30 to 10 p.m. And the sun doesn't go down until about 9:30, quarter to 10 at that time of year.
So you got a good,
you got a good time, and even into the
good
evening,
amount of time to hang about in Juneau.
And even into the evening, you get the sun into the west and beautiful. And actually, as we flew up towards Anchorage, it was crazy. You know how like when you're flying north, a lot of times it gets darker.
Yeah.
It got lighter.
And
so that was kind of a weird sensation when we were flying up. And then from Juneau, we'll go up to Skagway. It's a teeny tiny little town. It's a great little place to hang out. The train ride is amazing. You can look out the window. I'll give you a few tips next year about making sure you take a sandwich from the buffet in your bag. It's not that it's a little expensive and the food was good, but the line was long.
Oh yeah.
That was the biggest problem. And you're standing in these tiny corridors with people going in both directions. So that would be the only reason I would say sneak on a sandwich or something like that. So you could go later. And then we cruise from Skagway down the Inlet Passage, and it shows you on the website. Go to Celebrity Cruises. And then we're at sea, and we stop at Victoria, Columbia, British Columbia,
BC,
at 5:30, and we're there until midnight. So you can go out and party if you want, or go out and see the city. And I guess they do a lot of they do a lot of stuff because this is a very popular stop on places, and they're there until midnight, and then the next morning at 6 a.m. we arrive in Seattle, and we can all head home and do what we need to do.
Cool.
So just call the general number, tell them which cruise you want. Today they are still running the 75.
Is there a cruise number?
Yes, it's one.
No, not the phone number. There's not like a cruise ship number.
They just ask you, Celebrity sets it up, where do you want to go? When do you want to travel, and how many, or a ship or things like that. So you can look up the Solstice. I go under Alaska, August 18th, but if you call the general number, it's right up here on the website comes up, and it's up here in this corner.
I will put it
We'll put it on here
in the description.
And if you put it in the description, and then call them and tell them you want the 7-night Dawes Glacier that leaves on August 18th, they'll set you up.
Yeah.
And then they told us that later on, after everybody, and you have until it's a $500 deposit.
Yeah, you can book it right now and only put $500 down.
Exactly. And then you have the final payment is due on May 20th.
Right.
So you have until May. Celebrity does great and has great prices on airfare to Seattle, all over the place. I usually go up the day before because coming in can be difficult. You never know who's going to have a delay or something like that, and they won't hold the cruise ship unless it's their issue. Like when we went out of Galveston, it was Carnival could not get the people on the boat because of traffic.
Right.
So we sailed out almost 2.5 hours later than what we usually would have because of the traffic and getting people from Houston to Galveston.
Right.
So, and they knew that, but the people that were not on,
right,
they did not get on the ship. So there were quite a few cabins, and we went through later on that night after we sailed to see how many rooms were still empty. That was probably not cool, but we did. I said they missed it.
I think that's a human thing.
They missed it because I was intrigued.
Yeah.
I mean, we were
totally
on the first bus, and we sat on this bus for 4 hours because of traffic. I mean, why would anybody do Mother's Day weekend, going out to the first wonderful weekend they've had for beach, right? On the only road that goes to the beach on a Saturday morning. Doesn't make any sense. The Texas
government contract.
Yeah, I guess so. Whatever. So
we'll just go with that.
We'll type all that in. And then they did say, come next summer, I can contact them after you guys get your reservations or whatever, get paid and decide you're going to go ahead and go. You can let us know what your room number is, and they'll kind of tag everybody, and then we can kind of go. And they have 2 different ways of paying for the cruise. You can just pay for the cruise itself, just for your room. Or they have a package where it's basic Wi-Fi, which is good for WhatsApp. And what we'll hope to do is at least set up like a WhatsApp group for the cruise, just so we can kind of keep track of people. And then it comes with drinks. And the classic drink package does include alcohol. And it comes with your gratuities and tips and things like that. So that is one side of it or the other. And you can add them as you go along. So it's not something you have to decide right away. If you think you want to go, and I know $500 at this time of year could be a little bit tough, but if you think you want to go, and this is a good deal, not saying they may not do another one that may be better. A lot of times they do, the ones later on are not as reasonable, but less deposit, because some people feel leaving $500 of them is tough, when they can hold something for $100 or whatever. So if you want, or you just want to think about it.
Well, and the 500 is completely refundable.
Completely till May.
If you hold it
20th.
If you book and you give them and you do the $500 deposit, and then you decide, can't do it because my water heater and my roof collapsed.
Right.
I can't do it anymore. If you cancel, then you get your $500.
You get your $500 back till May 20th, 2023.
Yeah.
And if you have any other questions, just ask them. These guys are really great. And anytime during the time you book or the time you put it, now put it on a 24-hour hold. So if you're not sure today, but you're kind of leaning that way or something, or, they'll put it on hold. And if you're not sure the other person going with you yet, they will go ahead and hold it with your name. As long as you promise you'll call them back and tell them, they may call you a couple of times, say, hey, who's the other person in this room? Make up somebody, put your daughter or your dog or whatever. And then you can always add somebody else later if you want. So they're pretty cool about that sort of stuff. And so
or you can be a complete snob and do a room to yourself.
You can, but it's about say the room chart, say it's $1,500 per person when there's 2 people. It will cost you about at least $2,000 to $2,500 to be by yourself.
Right.
So that sort of thing. And this is veranda. This is the veranda I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The inside cabins and the windows. A lot of people do that. I know people that I've seen that are like, oh no, they never stay in their room. They're always out and about. I spend quite a bit of time in the room, and besides, I'm claustrophobic. Anything lower than 6.
I talked to my daughter too, and I was like, I want a deck,
Yeah.
Period.
I
Like,
have to be able to get outside.
it's just me. I want a deck, and I just want to make sure you're okay with that.
Yeah.
And my daughter's like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I just
It's-
wanted to make sure I wanted a deck.
And the decks are great when you're at sea because if nothing else, then it's a private time for you to sit outside.
Yeah.
Some people, I know people that I've met and stuff. The one lady couple we sat next to in when we were on the Alaskan cruise, they never get up for breakfast. They use delivery, breakfast in bed type thing. And they get it delivered and they always eat out on the balcony, whether it's raining, snowing, sleeting. Every time they cruise, that's what they do every day because they just don't want to get up and get dressed right away. So they order breakfast in at 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why you do that, but they sit out there, have their coffee, they put on their suits and they go get up in the jacuzzi.
Well, and this was another one of my thoughts because my daughter is a sleeper.
Right.
And I'm obviously not a sleeper.
No, she's not.
So I'm also a lazy bum in the morning.
Yeah.
It is typically at home. That's when I get shit done.
Right.
Like I've done everything that I wanted to do today.
Already. Right.
So the rest of my day is just.
I got up at 7:30, got dressed, played a game on the computer, and came over here. See, so I have everything to do when I get home. I'm not one of those people, but I do better. I have to admit, I do better if I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning and work until noon. And I get so much more done than when I start at noon and go to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm wasted. Besides Sundays, you can't talk to me because it's football day, but that's okay.
So, but I also kind of thought, well, at least then I have the balcony to go to.
Sure.
In my pajamas.
Exactly.
Drink a cup of coffee, and I don't have to go walking 6,000 steps to be someplace.
Exactly.
So I'm not interrupting her in her sleep
And for
mode.
you, it would make sense for you to put that out there and say, I want coffee delivered at 5 o'clock in the morning. And even if you're up at 3, you can go upstairs because they usually have coffee and stuff like that, water, things, iced tea stuff, 24 hours. So you can go get that if you wanted to.
Right.
And at 3 o'clock in the morning, you throw your sweater on over your jammies and off you go and nobody cares. My sister's in the casino half the time in the middle of the night and half her jammies and a pair of pants and nobody even knows. Nobody
says anything. Well, if I bring Snoopy, nobody would know.
Nobody knows.
Snoopy.
Yeah.
Whatever. We just thought we would throw this out there to you guys so you had ample time to do your little research.
Get things going, kind of talk about it. And I know that we've talked to your friends and families and stuff. And like I said, if you know somebody who may or may not is considering it, maybe go ahead and get the room.
This is a first timer cruise for me. So I could get seasick and not be participating. Yeah, no, I won't. She'll have every kind of medication.
I have every medication that you can get
for whatever.
And I think before we go, I'm going to take you the acupuncture lady.
Okay.
And she can get you fixed.
So, it's the first for my daughter too.
Right.
So this is just for fun, guys. There's nothing formal about any of this.
No.
We are who we are. What you see here is
what you're going to get on the ship.
What you get on the ship. We don't change. My language is not going to change.
No. My clothing isn't going to change. And you might even see this on the ship. I never know.
There may be, depending on if we know how many of you guys, there may be a tchotchke bag.
Yeah. Oh my God. How fun
a tchotchke bag for everybody.
Oh my God.
Give her a reason for everybody to get a tchotchke bag.
Oh, tchotchke bag.
So,
I'm going to write that down.
But nothing formal. We're not doing any crazy formal thing where you have to get together with us or whatever.
You don't even have to talk to us. You can wave to us. If nothing else, that's all we ask. If you at least come up and say, hi, I'm so and so, you see me on Sundays, fine. Bring the other half if that's like been a cruise. Like my husband's like, do I need to go? I said, yeah, but you may be downstairs. I said in an inside cabin by yourself because I just may need you to help carry some of this stuff. And he's like, okay. And that's all I got out of him because he was really cool about that. And I said, and I may take you if I know husbands are going.
I asked Jamie if he wanted to go, and he's like, no, you scope it out.
And, and let me know. I'm like, I think that's what some of the husbands are going to say. But Mikey said, He goes, well, if you need me, I'll be more than happy. I said, well, maybe then you can hang out with the husbands if they go. At least they know there's another guy going. And if anybody decides, you can email, because she emailed me one this week.
Yeah,
and
I did get a question this week via
she
email.
said, was this a good sale going on, the 75% off of the second person? And I said, yes, but it's up to you. Totally your thing. Come and go as you please. And just remember, Alaska carries Kivit.
Yes.
There's one in Skagway and there's one in Juneau. So you will be able to get Kivit yarn. So just remember that. Just hang it out there.
That's another like just put
thing
it
that you can,
aside.
because this is so rare. This is a one of a lifetime kind of a cruise thing. If you've never cruised, they say Alaska's wonderful for the first time out because it's easy. It goes that inlet passage. Very rare do they have really rough weather or anything like that. So it might get you going on your cruise situation, but not as bad as me. Because like I'm going in November and December, and I'm going in April, and then I'm going in August, and then I'm going in October. But
you're working up to that. You're just going to be on a cruise ship when you have to go into like assisted living. Yeah. Like just go to a cruise ship.
I'm serious. That's really what I would love to do. I actually I don't know if I told you guys this, but I met a lady who did do that. And I just met her in passing. I didn't get much time to talk to her, but she did. And she did that mainly. She was in kind of like a senior apartment situation. And she said when she calmed down and things got better, she kind of got her health a little more in control and she did okay. She took her cruise with a friend, loved it. And she worked her way up now. She didn't even have to get off the cruise ship. She gets all these upgrades because she's been doing it for so long. And it never bothered her being on an inside, going by yourself.
Norway. We got Norway in the house.
We do.
We do. Hello from Norway.
Oh, hello, Norway. Oh my God. How are you faring out with all this stuff?
She wants to do the Norwegian
Yes,
cruise.
I do. I want to go up the fjords and things like that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And what's her name? Goldstolen or something like that.
I can't see it from here. I saw Norway.
Norway, yay! We're cool. We're so international.
Recap: we're doing a cruise to Alaska for our Norway friend. Not sure if you caught it, but August 18th. August 18th, 2023, cruise up to Alaska and back from Seattle.
Yep. She just has to fly all across Russia to get to it.
Yeah. It's no big deal. You can do it.
Piece of cake. Yeah.
Which
I wouldn't worry about that. I wouldn't have to tell you about the life jacket because you wouldn't be going over water. Just Iceland.
And she lives in a cruise port.
How exciting.
So Deb just needs to get over to you and you can smuggle her onto a cruise ship because she really wants to do that.
Oh, I really do. I think that would be amazing. But yeah. And I've had a lot of people that tell me that the two of the people that we met on the bus when we went to Galveston, they go by themselves. It's cheaper, singular on an inside cabin. And they don't mind the dark or the light, using light.
The artificial light.
Yeah, they don't mind that at all. And see, I couldn't. Yeah.
I don't know.
Some people, my husband, it wouldn't bother him. He covers his head constantly anyway. So it's not a big deal. He would open the door to the bathroom and that would be enough light for him at night. And during they're bright enough and they're a little smaller, but they're very efficient. I've often thought, why don't they make the regular ones that way? But it's because of the inside. They go a different way. Because your beds are always this way. Because the cruise ship is long like this. Oh, sorry. The cruise ship is long like this.
Okay, I'm not going to make it.
So the beds are like this. So your heads are like this. But on the inside, cabins are facing this way. So they're like this. So on the inside. So it makes a difference. And that's what we've talked about so far today. So I don't have anything else to talk about. But went to the doctor this week. Everything's going pretty good. He said he'd make sure I got to London. So I was very happy with that. And I finished London and Vigo and La Carusa, I think it's called. And we're going Madeira and we're going to Canary Islands. So we are rolling. and the weather's supposed to be super nice. Yeah. And I got my booster. I think she bruised me. No, can't tell.
There?
Right there.
Yeah, it's a little red. It's not
a little red.
bruised.
It's not bruised. So I got my booster because my husband was like, "We're really having trouble over in England and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, look at they're having a surge and maybe sure, yeah." And I'm like, I got my flu shot because all they talk about now, if you noticed in the news.
Flu shot.
Flu's coming up.
Well, we haven't had the flu for the last 2 years.
Well, no, because they didn't talk about anything else. And if the problem is the flu and the COVID kind of matched each other. So they called everything COVID. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to go get a piece of banana pie. So,
yeah, who likes pie?
yeah.
So this week I have been getting stuff ready for the Sleeping Bear Fiber Retreat up in Michigan next month that I'm vending at. And so I think you can see, here's one of my display racks that's kind of full.
Isn't that cute?
So unfortunately I haven't put a whole lot of new things up on Etsy.
I love those.
But I did get some new.
Can't really tell. The
rings.
Bright pink.
They are bright pink anodized aluminum rings. And these, I put these rainbow black metallic-y beads on, which I thought were really, really super cool. So those I just put up this morning. Yeah.
See, now the anodized aluminum, I think, slides so well. They never catch.
Yeah,
and I mean, never catch.
Yeah,
and I know you're good about putting the bulb, your bead over the joint.
Yeah.
And she glues it in place. So, and I think all the years she's been doing this and all the number of times I've had them, I think maybe one or two have come unglued. If that.
Yeah.
I never.
And that was probably one of the first ones that I.
And I grab the bulb.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah, I'm a bulb grabber. That's how I kind of do some of. Besides, I gotta push my stitches.
Ballistically tight.
Yeah, I'm ballistic.
And I also, my first ones that I had, and I do have a couple of people that are like, could you just do them again? Because they're magnetic. These ones are not. These anodized aluminum ones are not magnetic.
Oh. Okay.
So the people who have like the magnetic dishes to keep their stitch markers in, they're not magnetized. They're not magnets. So I also think that just the consistency of the metal is different.
Well, it's aluminum versus metal.
Well, in the anodized ones, there's like a coating. There's like a coating on it that holds that color. So you'll see some colored stitch markers that right away the coloring will start coming off because essentially it's just a steel ring that has been painted.
Yes.
And the coloring coating comes off. These will not. It's like bonded to the metal.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing that I really like about these little puppies, I do not make the rings itself. I know there's a couple of stitch marker makers out there that they actually make the ring itself. They wind a metal rod around whatever to make their own rings.
Really?
I do not do that, guys. I purchased my rings from a U.S. company in St. Paul, Minnesota. So
made in the U.S.
Made in the U.S. and then I add the bead and glue them on. But they're a small business, so supporting that small business,
supports your small business.
But they just added these hot pink ones, and
I love them.
These are made for like the chainmail medieval.
Really?
Oh yeah, the rings are what they use to make chainmail.
Oh my
things.
gosh!
Yeah. So they're super durable. You are not gonna get these suckers.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Well, and they do. I'm
Maybe
sure they
should make a coat of armor for us with all these little stitch markers.
No, I am not. I actually have a friend.
She should do that. Make me this chair with all these leftover stitch markers, and I can wear it on Sundays.
No.
I can wear it on the cruise. I wouldn't get through security with it.
I have a friend who lives in Washington, I think. Was an online friend from a long time ago. That he made me a watch in chainmail.
Oh my gosh.
The band in chainmail. The stuff that he does is phenomenal. He's actually online now. I think he's on Instagram. His Instagram name, I think, is Designed for Time.
Oh, nice.
Let me look it up.
But look it up.
He has morphed into more semi-precious.
Okay.
From his chainmail, but I probably could go, I need a suit of armor.
Sure.
He'd be like, yeah, $5,000 later, senorita, and I'm on it for you.
And I did that, my friend Jordan, and my sister walked in. She'd be like, I'm not getting rid of this when you die. I'm just going to throw it out. So I love it. But I'll tell you, the prices have gone up so much. All the Christmas decorations have gotten pretty expensive. I was looking for stuff. Because, see, I didn't get to decorate much this year for
It is called Designed for Time.
There it is. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's gorgeous.
Yeah. He makes some absolutely stunning things, but initially he was doing stuff with chainmail, and now he's doing it with natural stones.
Well, that's nice.
Check him out.
Yeah.
They're all 100% original, called Designed for Time. He's on Instagram. I think he has his own website.
Probably, I would imagine.
At any rate, Jennifer bought some stuff from him.
Oh, nice.
Not
from time, for time?
Designed for time.
For time. Okay.
Yeah. At any rate,
chain mall maker.
Yeah. The things you know.
The stuff you come up with over the course of one's life, you would never know.
I did email him and I was like, hey, what do you think of this company? And he's like, oh, yeah, they're good. I'm like, thank you. Awesome.
So much for filling in on how you doing. What's news? You haven't heard from me forever. You still gaming? What's going on? No, just kind of answer the question. And off you went, you know? So that's how that
my
works.
Gosh.
Oh, well, what are you going to do?
What else we got? Oh, I went to the shop yesterday.
You did?
Yeah. Well, I had to go to our local yarn shop. I supply them with stitch markers too. And imagine why I have
highway chicken. Where'd that come
glue
from?
Fingers. So I brought Christmas stitch markers into the shop because she didn't have any. She had some fall and some Halloween ones and normal ones, but I needed to bring her some Christmas ones. Knowing full well I was going to be busy and I wouldn't be able to get there again.
Right.
And she had a shepherd's wool on sale.
You bought yarn
40% off a shepherd's wool because because she's not going to carry it anymore.
Okay.
Whatever. This is like the workhorse.
It is
of the wool world. This is
now this blue and this is actually green.
Yeah, this is like
an evergreen color, but not that dark, but kind of a green tree color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not emerald green.
Yeah, but it's not blue. It's green. But sea breeze makes sense to you guys because it looks blue. To me, it looks like a tree leaf, but okay.
So I thought
color.
I initially thought that I was going to do the granny square cardigan that I keep having on my brain,
right?
Out of something like an I Love This Yarn or Yarn Bee or something.
You're gonna do it out of this?
I am.
Oh, that's not fair.
Guys, I kind of bought a lot.
Hey. So
I got pale pink.
Nice.
It's kind of bubblegum.
Even with green or the blue, either way you look at it, it's a bubblegum pink called.
She had one skein of orange, but it's kind of like an orange sherbet. It's not
named well. Pink.
Yeah, it's pink. It's pink. This one is named.
Yeah, but even nice.
There was only one skein of it, and I thought, well, that's fine because maybe creamsicle. It is creamsicle color.
And see, it looks like this on the screen too.
Yeah,
it may be a little darker here, but it looks good on there.
But I thought regular granny squares. Granny squares, I could just add because I only have one skein of this.
Right.
But I could just add it.
Yeah,
here and there.
Here and there. That'd be cute.
Whatever. So I got 4 skeins of pink, 1 skein of the orange. This is actually blue. It looks black to you guys, but it is blue.
It's blue. Okay.
Navy blue. Only 1 skein of it. 2 more of this green. I got 2 skeins of black.
Oh, add a little distance or whatever.
And then 4 skeins of hot pink.
That's wonderful.
So I kind of
again. Hot pink.
Hot pink. I mean, they're so original, aren't they?
I know.
So my cardigan. I had Katie, the owner of our shop here. My phone was about to die, and I hadn't actually looked up a pattern to know
what you need,
how much I would need. So I said, would you hop online for me and just give me a general idea of the yardage that I'm going to need for worsted weight, coat length, not coat length,
but butt length.
Yeah, just under the butt length, granny square. And so she did. She popped online and she's like, it's 3,000 yards.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, each one of these is about 2,500 or 250.
Yeah.
So I got about 3,500 yards.
Nice.
Just because.
I'm going to take it home with me and just going to hug it for 2 hours. I haven't hugged yarn.
She's on a yarn moratorium, and
until I get to London.
Until she gets. Well, that doesn't count. You're not on the same continent.
I'm on vacation, so it doesn't count. And London is loop. So I'm going to go to Loop.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get some yarn because I have to buy yarn.
What about La Bien Amie?
Yes.
Is that in London or in Paris?
No, that's in Paris. But they carry a lot of money. They do carry that. Oh,
do they?
They have really good cashmere yarn. I'm thinking cashmere. I don't know why. I think if I'm going to make a pair of socks, I'm going to do cashmere. Just for the hell of it. Because
you're not going to use your kivot for that?
Yeah, let me make it out of kivot.
Make a pair of socks out
of $180. No big deal. Let's just go that route. Okay, well, why are you going back to Alaska? I got to finish my sock. I didn't buy enough the last time, so I have to go to Alaska and buy enough for my sock. No, I want to do a cashmere sock. So this is gorgeous.
Miss Leah, this Pygmy Tiger Knits, she lines her colorwork hats in cashmere. She knits a lining for the inside of her colorwork hats because she uses the grabby wool for her colorwork, which is more kind of traditional old school. I'm not giving you the right words, but traditional old school scratchy wool.
Right.
For her color work because
it stays.
It's
it
better.
Does well.
It's better for color work.
Yeah.
But it tends to be itchy.
So she
lines them, her hats, with cashmere.
So she does muscle birds.
She does a double knit. Yeah.
And then she goes and makes the cap part for your head so you're not getting scratchy. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Tiger knit. I'm going to smack you when I see you. First, I'll give you a hug. Then I'm going to go, knock it off. I don't do that. Making me look bad. This is gorgeous. Well, my sister crochets, and I want to keep her out of the casino.
La Bien Amie does not have a brick and mortar store anymore.
No?
Just online.
Uh-oh. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that
But they did have it at Loop, and I did look, and that was gorgeous. Let me tell you. I was thinking here of about a couple weeks ago, I texted Sharon and said, which wool miser should I break my moratorium with? And she was like, well, this works good and this works good. And then last week, Carly said, no, I can do it until the end of the year. She's like, look, you're not going to be here. So you can take it up in London and get that out of your system. And you never know, when you get to Tampa or somewhere down and maybe in Colombia, you might be able to find, some place that carries yarn or something like that, except I don't know if they'd be on the main things. I was reading about Colombia. Woohoo. Gotta be careful.
Yeah.
And we're there 2 days.
Oh.
Wonderful, wonderful excursions, but I'm kind of nervous about doing the hop on, hop off because I might hop off in the wrong place. But I love the hop ons. I don't know if you guys do that when you travel. I love the hop on, hop offs. You get on and it stops like 16 or different places, all the main places in the city that you would go. And you buy this ticket for like 2 days. You can spend an hour. You can get off, walk around the gardens, and get back on the next bus. It doesn't matter. And you can do this for 2 days. And so that's what we're going to do.
So they just hit like each stop every half an hour
yeah,
or something?
Yeah.
Or
so
you
kind of know, or you can walk up to
Nice.
the next stop. They're usually not that far apart. They're usually the city centers that don't, that aren't all overly big,
Yeah.
Like when we get to, we're going to do that in Madeira and on the Canary Islands, because I just didn't care for any of the excursions they were doing. So they didn't have like city tours. Gail and I both do mainly the city tours, like the best of the city, or if they have like a mixology one, she may go do that, or a cooking one, she may go do that. And I stand out in the corner, going, oh yeah, sure. Let me cut that for you. Oh, take that knife away from that lady, so
Yeah.
usually do those because I'm not allowed.
She's
Isn't this shepherd's wool?
No, this is
oh, it's yak. Baby got yak or something.
no, it's alpaca.
That's it. I knew it was something different.
It's alpaca. It's alpaca with a twist.
This is like so much fun. Did you come home and hug it for hours and hours? And
no, I
patterns?
didn't, but I did. I thought of Leah when I was buying this.
Oh yeah, because she uses a lot of
she's like, this is her workhorse.
This is her workhorse. Yeah,
of
it
her
is.
yarn bag.
Yeah.
And even at normal price, it's only $14, or at least at our shop. The last full size price, it was $14.25.
So at $14,
it's a very affordable.
Off. Yeah.
Even normally.
Yeah.
So she tends to do things, like Christmas stockings.
Sure.
Little kid sweaters. A lot of them in shepherd's wool. Because it's affordable and
it holds up and it works well and
it
it doesn't lose its shape and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And relatively easy to care for, being a natural fiber. So you need to have it like hot pink so you can see it.
2 color eyes. Wait, you got the tag in there. There you go.
Yeah, there you
2
go.
pink eyes.
Pink eye.
There you go. Sorry.
Can
you tell how excited
so
to get around
I almost bought more.
Oh, I would have,
because
it's a damn good thing I didn't go in there.
There's still more in there.
Don't tell me that. I don't want to know that.
Well,
I won't get there before I go.
I may go back and pick up.
I think you probably
because
should.
There's a few.
Because this is your workhorse too. This is your style of yarn.
I haven't worked with that.
But
I haven't worked with worsted weight.
Your hats, and yes, you do a lot of that, like with the musselburgh and things like that, the sock yarn and things like that. You do, and some shawls. But you work with when you do your sweaters and stuff. You use more of a worsted than you do a DK, the lighter. You're more of a stronger weight yarn.
And I do like color. I do like my color work.
You do.
I do like my color work.
Color work. Even though she sent her sweater away. Who did you send that to? Who ended up getting that? I don't know. Whoever got her sweater on her thing, make sure you someday post it on Instagram so you can see it all done.
Posted when it's done.
Because she'll probably put this in there too, knowing her. She's just that way. And I realized too, I thought about that this week. I thought, why am I not making progress on my projects? It's because I'm not getting any new yarn.
Oh, so that's the reason. Yeah,
because I'm not looking forward to anything.
I have a different thought on that. Because I can get in this mode myself. The busier that you are, the more you're going to get done.
True, always.
right?
Yes.
You can have 4 things on your to-do list,
Right.
but if the rest of your life is like you're busy just getting tchotchke shit. You're driving to the tchotchke store and you just want to go there and you're going to go there, but you do have to get to the grocery store, put gas in the car,
The whole bit.
and do this. If you have a day like that, you're going to get knitting done.
Yes. Oh,
But
yeah.
if you have a day where you're just sitting your ass in front of the TV,
which is 6
you're going to
hours
sit on your phone and just do this.
Yes. I'll do it in a little bit. I'll get to it in a little while. I'm going to
And then
check
the next
this
thing
out
you know,
first.
you've taken a nap.
And you've gone downstairs and you sort of picked up the yarn and you went, this would look really cute in a hat.
And then
so
the next
then
thing
you get
you
on
know,
Ravelry and you're all over Ravelry looking for a hat. And
gone
then
down
you
another
go down,
rabbit hole.
and and it's 2.5 hours later. I understand why my mom used to she had an alarm clock, an old-fashioned wind-up alarm clock that she would set at next to her computer. And I so totally know, and this was years ago, back in the 90s, when you were first, she would go down the rabbit hole. 3 or 4 hours later, she hadn't gotten anything done, and she's just been playing on the computer, and it goes faster. Time goes faster when you're on the computer.
Oh, yeah, you're in a rabbit hole.
Yeah, and you can't get out, and you keep scratching for the surface.
Right.
And we will not get up and just walk away, because that would make sense. No, it's like cross stitchers and sewers. We're going to use that piece of thread, even though it costs us $2, like 2 cents.
It doesn't even cost you that.
You got the very best point, and you're fighting with it. You're spending an hour.
Oh my God,
I used stitches done.
I used to thread my needle through the back of the fabric.
Yes.
And then because you only had that much left, and you needed to tuck it under.
Right.
So you thread your needle through before, and then you're right next to the fabric, and you have to get your thread through the needle.
When I first when I first learned about lobster claws, I used to use a little lobster claw that I would thread underneath, and then I would put the lobster claw, wrap it around, and pull it through.
Oh, that's ingenious.
Yeah, until I got one of those little hooky things, and then that hooky thing. But you have to be really careful, go really slow, because it'll slip off.
Yeah.
But at least if you get it under like 2 stitches, you've at least
Jesus
got it
Christ,
under.
5,000 yards of this DMC floss cost you 29 cents, and you just wasted a half an hour trying to thread fucking shit.
And you have a whole.
You still have 4,987 yards left.
Yes, but yet will we change the needle? No, not.
So
yeah, so there you have it.
Or throw an 87-cent pineapple away.
You won't do that.
No, I won't. Rather make pineapple upside down cake.
See, I'd be like, hey, anybody want a pineapple?
So
look at this.
So I spent a little money at the yarn shop.
That's okay. You haven't done it in months, so it works.
I haven't bought any yarn for
so she did really good.
A long time.
She did great.
And I thought this might be an interesting thing to take up to my fiber retreat next month.
Well, true, because then if you might be going
I can
back
wind
to your
up
vending,
just a couple of
go back and forth to vending and check on this stuff.
Yeah.
You talk to people at these retreats and stuff like that. You move around, so this would be nice for that.
Yeah,
I thought you might be doing the one from Expression Fiber Arts. I think I'm going to get my sister on that one. She crochets beautifully. The one.
Well, yeah. I mean,
except this is so perfect for Granny Square.
For Granny Square.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, it's gonna be
I thought
great.
there were fun colors to put together for Granny Squares.
I think
and
so
I'm
too.
hoping I have enough darker black
For the edge.
This is blue, black, and black. But can y'all tell the difference between them? So I'm not going to worry about it too much.
I wouldn't either.
They are so bloody ass close.
Oh my God!
One of them is blue, and the other 2 are black. I'm hoping that is enough to do the joins, so that all of the joins will be in super dark.
That's nice.
I think that would be fun.
Yeah, and if nothing else, you may pick up a skein of blue or something to say you do
I
sleeves or something.
I may have to go back and pick up. I think she had some yellow. So I may go back and pick up a couple of skeins of yellow.
Cute. Yeah,
I looked at it when I was there, and then I was like, I don't think the yellow would go. But now I'm sitting here. I think
what do you
maybe
guys
some
think?
yellow.
Yeah, yellow would
Some
go
yellow.
pretty good with all of this stuff. See, like a fun.
Yeah,
yellow
and I
logo.
got the one orange, and she's like, yeah, I had a lady come in and she bought all of my orange but one. Well, who the fuck would do that? I'm so sorry. Excuse my language. No, don't excuse my
Don't
language.
excuse her language.
Who the
There's no
fuck-
excuse for her.
It's 40% off.
Why wouldn't she?
Why would you
the
buy
extra one?
7 and
Yeah.
not just get the 8th one?
Yeah.
But I'm thankful that she didn't get the 8th
Yeah,
one.
I am too. I think
and
this
now
would be
she's-
fun because
she's
it's in the centers.
She's gonna get to the end of her project, and
She's
or
gonna be
he
chicken.
and she or he is gonna play chicken, and I'm gonna have the last one of that die lot.
And then she's
I'm
gonna
gonna
go
hold
into the
it
shop.
captive.
And they're gonna say,
hold it
"Oh, I know
captive.
who bought it. Let me check with her and find out if she has any."
And I'll be like,
Well, how
well,
much do you need? I need this much. Well, I'll sell it to you for $12. No, we don't do that. We're friendly people in our
Yeah, we do.
things. And
No.
if she hasn't done it all, then she
and
has.
she wouldn't. They wouldn't know who
Right.
the last one is sold to anyway.
Who
They
was
don't-
there? Was it Katie?
Yeah, it was Katie.
Cool.
Yeah.
We ran into her Monday when we had lunch at the place. Monday because Carly was off on Monday.
Place.
We went to Homemade
Oh yeah.
on Michigan Road. Great place. They have wonderful sandwiches and things like that. Anyway, we met at there because Carly works for the state and she was off because of Indigenous People Day, which I know it as Columbus
Day.
She knows it as Indigenous. They get it off because of Indigenous People Day.
They got it off because it was Columbus Day the
Back
year before.
then, but now it's Indigenous People Day. Hey, look at this, guys. This is my new bag for the trip for my knitting. Isn't that cute? It's a little
is cute.
backpack. And it's Mickey and Minnie. That's Mickey and Minnie from Vera Bradley. How fun. It was kind of expensive, but knitting bags are expensive, so I figured it's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not on a moratorium for bags.
No.
Even though I am
She's
on a moratorium for bags. No, I should be, but I haven't bought any because I have no room for them. So I've been very, very good about that because I still have about 12 of my mother's to get rid of. So anyway, yeah. All right.
All right.
We will see you guys next week. Let me read a couple of things here. Let's see. My name is, easier for you than my Nick. Okay. Her name is Ellie from Norway. And Jody's on there. Happy travels and happy knitting.
Jody from
Jody. Yeah. She's got 2 hats on for her son on needles.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody thinks Labium is no longer selling wholesale.
I already said that.
Yeah, you said
that. Not selling wholesale.
Yeah.
Okay.
And BJ says, nice haul, Sue. Nice haul. That works good. So anyway.
Worked for me.
Me too.
I'm
I
a
think
sales
she's
shopper,
great.
y'all. I have a hard time buying.
She really is. Yeah.
Not that I won't. I will if
If it comes to it. I mean, if it really knocks your socks off.
I mean,
or
gotta
like
have it.
When we're up in Alaska, you see it. You're gonna
Or
have
like
to-
I had to knit the hat for Rhinebeck, and I had
Right.
like a month to do it.
Yeah, you did it.
I did it. But
Well, that's right. Everybody at Rhinebeck have a good time.
Yeah.
Because that's this weekend.
Is that this
Yeah, they're up there.
right now?
Yeah, Andy's up there. So they all said, yeah, there was a thing on.
Maybe Andy and Steve would like to go on the cruise.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun? We need to talk them into that.
Mhm.
And Heather and Brenda and Heather, they need to bring their families and take them before the kids are all really stuck in school and everything. Oh, I think we better get a hold of them. Wouldn't that be fun?
Heather's probably watching. She's just silent in the background.
Yeah, she's sitting there kind of like, what can I get these kids on? I gotta figure out and tell them they've done this wrong.
Maybe it's a I've been dealing with these rugrats for so long. I need to get away from them for a week.
Which is true, but they all have babysitting services, and you can sock them in there at 6 o'clock in the morning and pick them up at midnight. And they take care of them, feed them, do everything. My niece had so much fun, she didn't want to come out. She wanted to stay there the whole time. And the one night that we went to the movies or something like that, I don't know what we did something. There was no reason for her to be there, but they were having a sleepover or something. And she wanted to go and she was in tears. And they play dress up and and they do a graduation ceremony. They graduate from their own little neighborhood, and they have their own play area and everything. So if you do think about bringing the kids, family suites and family rooms and things like that. So it'd be kind of fun too for them too.
Yeah.
Because I know some people like to do that with their families and things. I don't care. Just
whatever.
Yeah.
What else? What else?
If they undo my knitting, they have to put it back together. That's all I care.
Or the mom or dad.
Or the mom and dad or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why you need
Or
to bring
uncle.
the dad. Or both, or your uncle or aunt or whatever.
Andy and Steve.
Grandma?
And I think we need to contact Andy and Steve.
I think so. I think those guys need to put it on their thing. They need time off.
Notorious.
Oh, Notorious, if you're not on this cruise, oh my God, I'm going to come and get you. I'm going to drag your ass out of your house. I don't know where you live, but I'll figure it out. Andy and Steve know, and they'll probably do that. Just tell me if they want to watch her being dragged.
Yeah, right.
I'll bring this little, bulldozer.
Yeah, to be a tchotchke bulldozer, but it would be a bulldozer nonetheless.
Yeah, and tchotchke thing.
Okay, guys.
Who taught her the word tchotchke? I'll tell you.
Give me a few minutes and I will get everything up.
We'll get up the thing up. I won't go home until it's on here. Okay?
Okay.
Have a good week.
Yeah, guys.
Enjoy the fall colors if you get colors, because they're beautiful here.
Yeah.
I hope they're beautiful there. Okay, see, guess what? I figured it out. I remembered, only because I've been sitting here for a little while.
Staring at the screen
when I first
with the little
up,
thing where you could just touch.
Well, you could just touch
It's not a touch.
But I knew that. See, and I wasn't going to do that, but I just did that for her because she had to have it. Okay.
I got to say, it's not a touch screen.
You do, or